So I am not my most polished, put together self right now. My voice sounds like I just got up because I did. And I just changed my shirt and then I changed into my workout clothes. I'm going to do a workout before I um, get the day, whatever the day has to offer. Um, But I did want to say something, and I'm sure there's going to be more I say when I get put together and look more presentable. But I was just listening to something on Instagram. It was actually Tony Robbins and just a bunch of other people, just been encouraging voices to listen to, especially when you are in a situation where you're unemployed and you're trying to find a way forward that is different than what is the different than the more traditional path, I guess. Um, Something I'm learning is that like we are our biggest setback and we are our biggest obstacle a lot of times. Our and yes, there are different obstacles that we have in our life. I don't want to devalue that or be ignorant of the realities that a lot of people face and struggles that they face. But some of the most strongest people that I'm sure we all know, whether we see in the world or we see in our own lives, are those who took their suffering and pain. They had seasons where it was very hard, but they took their struggle and pain and allowed it to transform them rather than allow it to determine their future. And that is always greatly convicting to me. And something I'm very grateful for is that we have so many opportunities. We're just so used to the same old paths. You got to do this, you got to do that. And there's some people who are okay with that. They live that life, and but there's some of us who want to be more creative and do different things that we've told, or you're not going to make a lot of money doing that, or that's not wise. And there's wisdom in taking that into consideration. But when the Lord is calling you to do something, you do it. And He can bless it more than you could ever ask, think, or imagine. And for me, a part of living generationally is having that mindset and perspective of looking at your life from a long term point of view. And yes, none of us are guaranteed tomorrow, but having that perspective anyway truly allows you to shape your life through the lens of not short term gratification, but being able to wait patiently and allow God to transform you through the heart of life, but also learning how to move forward because we're passing the baton of faithfulness, stewardship, and financial resources and other beautiful, amazing things to the next generation. But how can we pass that on well when we ourselves haven't stewarded the suffering, the hardships, the good, the ugly, the highs and lows for the Lord's grace and for our good and the good of others? And that is something that I'm reflecting on right now, and I'm going to be reflecting on through my workout and through this season of pushing forward no matter what. And especially living in a country, I live in America. People have all kinds of things to say about this country. Is it perfect? No. Is any country perfect? No. But no one can deny the opportunities that this country offers. And I just am saddened by the fact that people are willing to put this country down so bad, which granted, there are a lot of things that are interesting that are going on, and I understand the criticism. But to allow that to ruminate in your heart and mind and not move forward in life is just foolish to me. It's very, very foolish. When you have people in other countries that are hoping to have the opportunities that you have. And do they love their country? I'm sure they do. But they recognize that sometimes the country that they live in do not offer the opportunities that they could have here. Um, and I truly want to value the fact that by God's grace, I live in a country where I can pursue the things I want to pursue. Like even the poor in America, like it is nothing. It's nothing compared to the poverty that you see in third world countries. It's nothing. I've been to the Middle East. And is it beautiful? Yes, it's beautiful. I'm not sitting here trashing other countries. There's so much beauty in this world. I honestly think sometimes like we devalue the beauty of other countries by highlighting their poverty. Like every country has poverty, but being poor in a third world country is not nothing like being poor in the first world. Like you can get up and figure it out. Like, and I'm not like for I'm not here to shame anyone, but go to a third world country and see their poverty, and then come back to the country that you're in, and you're gonna be very humbled. I was humbled. You're gonna be very humbled. I'm someone, we don't come for much. And I'm not saying that to devalue all the good gifts the Lord has given me, but I'm not rich. I'm actually probably more near to the line of being poor than having abundance. But even in that, the Lord has given me and blessed me with abundance. That's the thing about being here. Like you can be blessed with abundance, even with having the status of quote unquote of poverty, which is crazy. Um, but that is my morning spiel of things I wanted to share. I'm going to get ready and see what else um, is placed in my heart. And yeah. So I'm currently sitting down right now on the floor. We have like a 3-tier bunk bed. Yes. So bunk beds is just what we had for a while, and that's what's in the room. But this is like a laundry bag that so with some blankets I actually need to wash and need to get around to washing. But right now I am going to give myself an hour to focus on just building content and clarity for living generationally, just having some pillars of things that I can go off so I won't just be rambling through my thoughts of what can I post and how can I be consistent with that. Um, and also with the YouTube channel, I think the YouTube channel is going to be more the behind the scenes of building the businesses, but also just what I'm growing in long form content of what I'm growing, how God is using different things and different stories and what living generation looks like. And hopefully one day I can share more about just maybe like even like 2 years from now, 5 years from now, like maybe homesteading and different stuff, community oriented things as well too. That would be really awesome. I'm a big dreamer. But right now, I'm going to give myself an hour just to touch base and get some more clarity of what living generationally is in a sense of the business wise of the product business that I have. And who knows, maybe down the line, I probably won't end up doing soaps. I don't know. But at least right now, that's what I'm doing. And I'm just excited to see how it's going to change and shift over time. But I am going to get that going and set my timer for that. That's better. I will readily admit that oftentimes I have no idea what I'm doing. And I think that's actually most of us. I'm going to set y'all down. I feel like that looks. Hold on. I am sometimes filled with a lot of worry and fear in this journey of doing things this way, of starting a business, creating a business, and just figuring it out. It's quite literally hard and stressful at times, but it makes me rely on the Lord's grace even more because I have to recognize that having anxiety, being worried all the time is not going to move me forward, and perpetually kind of calculating the next, projecting things is it doesn't help because it only brings fear into that situation. It actually makes the reality of that situation become more real, if that makes sense. And I just get so worried with different things. And honestly, I'm struggling, and I know I'm not the only one. I'm not unique in this situation where this financial struggle. And I know being a young person that is kind of expected because you're finding your way and you're doing different things, but it's actually really hard being in it and trying to have a lot of hope and be faithful in it all. But truly the Lord's grace has kept me. I feel like this journey is just gonna be me filled with a lot of tears and humility because it's hard. It really is very, very hard. But I'm also so grateful for it because I know the life that I want to build. It's going to be worth it. Just I'm just thinking about holding my child one day, and I'm going to look back at this video and cry and be like, Brianna, by the Lord's grace, you did it. And but it's all building my character in such a beautiful way. But it wouldn't be possible first if the Lord's love didn't allow it or create a room for it, or if I didn't choose it because I chose the negative feelings or just to stay stuck there, because it's nothing wrong with confessing those things and bringing that to light. But when you're riddled by it and you are just ruminating in it and just staying stuck, it's not producing any of the fruit or any of the things that you want in your life. But I'm also realizing I need to create order. Like I need to have more order in my days. Like if I'm going to create a business, there needs to be order. I can't just I think what is just teaching me everything is intentionality, and I think it's really breaking the laziness in my life. Like that's really what it is, because I just thought I was gonna lackadaisically just go through life and magically things are gonna happen, and I know that sounds very foolish, and it is, but I believed it, and I'm here to wake up and continue this journey, and that's what I'm learning. I'm being broken down, but being rebuilt, but I'm also learning ways that I can grow my business and different skills, because something I'm learning is that like when you're growing a business, especially in the beginning and you don't have a lot of money to like outsource things, you have to grow. If you do not grow, it does not grow. Your business, it does not grow. So I'm learning how to change and how to maneuver and how to walk in that, but also to have fun. But I'm also like in debt and I need to pay that stuff off. So and it's not crazy debt. That's a blessing. I probably maximum probably like $3,000 in debt, which is not terrible, but I really want to pay it off and being able to have that breathing room again. But this is the journey of building, living generationally and being built in that process and learning financial stewardship and being better about that. And walking in the Lord's grace and being broken down in humility and being rebuilt back up. But now I'm going to actually go out and do Uber Eats to get some gas in my car, get some Uber Eats because I need to make money. So here's to striving, but also learning how to take the Lord's hand as well too. And I hope that you learned something from this or got encouraged, because I don't like going through something. I don't want to just be for me, but it'd be awesome to speak to someone else who's in that as well too. So I hope you have an amazing day, and wherever you are in the world, that you keep trusting in the Lord's grace and that you live with legacy leading to the future. Goodbye, friends.
That's what you say, and it's like the old song, it is what you say, it's also the way that you say it. You have an amazing toolbox. This instrument is incredible, and yet this is a toolbox that very few people have ever opened. I'd like to have a little rummage in there with you now and just pull a few tools out that you might like to take away and play with, which will increase the power of your speaking. Register, for example. Now, falsetto register may not be very useful most of the time, but there's a register in between. I'm not going to get very technical about this for any of you who are voice coaches. You can locate your voice, however,